Hey, what is up, guys? Welcome to Tilly's Not So Hardcore Gaming channel. Today I'll be starting a new series called Rating for Dummies. This series is meant to help new gamers moving from the LFR stage to the normal stage. Nowadays, you walk into LFRs and people are running around like they have their heads, cut off and just looking like complete assholes, basically. And my goal is that someone that wants to get into the 10-man rating, even the flex rating. Flex, I still think, is considered rating. Definitely, I don't consider LFR rating, but flex is still rating because there are plenty of guilds out there that, maybe don't have the skill or the time dedicated to do normals, and they would rather do a flex raid. So my goal is to help you guys make that jump between LFR and flex/normal rating. If you guys already know how to do all these things, this video isn't going to be a lot of help for you. Hence the name, Rating for Dummies. But if you don't know these things, I'm hoping this guide will be a lot of help in helping you guys make that transition. As today we're going to be talking about add-ons. These add-ons are not necessarily everything that you need to raid with. Just because you get these add-ons is not going to make you a professional gamer by any means. But there are definitely some add-ons that are both required and very helpful for raiding. The first add-on that you're going to be needing is pretty much required by all raiders. If you're in a set group, maybe a 10-man roster, and you don't have this, you should probably get it. And right away, don't tell anyone that you don't have it, because it's pretty much an obvious one. This one is called Deadly Boss Mods. Alright, so basically what Deadly Boss Mods is, it's an add-on that works with all the mechanics of the boss. So whether it's a boss's ability, if it's some sort of cooldown that he has, maybe he spawns ads, whatever it is that he does, it'll track the timers for you and also will give you alerts when those are about to happen. The reason that Deadly Boss Mods is so required is because if you didn't have all these timers right next to your screen, it is a lot of hassle that your raid leader is going to have to go through to sit there and call out every single ability on its way. This comes now. But instead, with Deadly Boss Mods, you have all those timers right next to you. You have all your alerts coming straight into, basically right into your UI, that there's no reason that you should ever miss anything. The next add-on for just general players that are playing is Recount. Recount is an add-on that you maybe have seen before. People may say, oh, I'm pulling this much DPS, or noob, pull more DPS. And you might think, how is this person determining my DPS? Well, that is through an add-on called either Recount or SCADA, which is basically the same thing. I use SCADA. It's just kind of a slimmed down version that takes up less memory, and it will, if you have a lower level computer, then it will help run the game faster because you're using less of your memory on the add-on and more memory on the actual game, but that's a whole different thing. Recount tracks basically everything in the game. It's tracking damage, it's tracking healing, it's tracking interrupts, it's tracking dispels, it's tracking damage taken. All these things that happen around you that can be tracked will be tracked, and that is what your raid leader is going to look at to figure out who's pulling the most damage, who's pulling the most healing, which healers are dispelling, which healers are not. And then if you are a DPS and you're taking a lot of damage, it'll also tell them that, because after the tanks will be ranked in damage taken. The next add-on that you're going to need is going to be a cooldown tracking or dot tracking add-on. Some of the best add-ons for this, or most popularly used, are, one is called Weak Auras, and the other one is called Tell Me When. I personally use Tell Me When, but I've been told that Weak Auras is a little more user-friendly, so try either one of those out first. But the importance of it is that just having that small icon in the corner that will track your cooldowns, directly on the spell, is not always the most efficient way to do it. For me, I put my big cooldowns popped up right on my bar, right next to my character, meaning I don't have to take time to look down in the corner of my screen. Oh, I wonder when rapid fire is coming off cooldown. And then I take my eyes away from the center of the screen, whereas giving me less raid awareness, which is definitely one of the most important things when a new raider is understanding what's going on around you and how to stay out of it, so you don't take that big bursting damage that we've seen a lot this patch, especially with Siege of Orgrimmar. The next add-on, which is not near as required as the other ones, is going to be an add-on that'll change your user interface. Now there's hundreds of them out there. There's all sorts of ways to change your bars, change where your character frames are, whatever. I don't like how Blizzard has theirs set up with the standard bars on the bottom, bars up the side, Me personally, I use a Razer Naga, so as you can see in the video previously, and I'll show it again at the end, I like having all of them set in the shape of the Naga. Some people like all theirs set in, flat boxes across the bottom. Some healers like all of their character frames in the middle of their screen. Whatever it is that you like, find a user interface that will give you the freedom to basically set it up however you like it and can most efficiently hit your spells and track everything you need to be tracking. Alright, so those are pretty much the big 4 add-ons that you really need to get into raiding and, really get your foot in the door and understand what you're doing. Now, some people may argue that this add-on is not really required, or you really need this add-on, but this is just my opinion, and I think that if you have all 4 of these add-ons, none of them are going to do you wrong, and they definitely aren't going to be overwhelmingly taking up too much of your screen. If you look here on my screen, you can see all 4 of the add-ons, which I talked about. In the bottom left there, that box with all the colored bars, that is my recount, or my SCADA. That's tracking my healing meters. If you look at the dots toward the center of the screen where it looks like a rip tide and looks like a healing tide totem, that is my tell me when, tracking those cooldowns. And if you look in the bottom, you can see how my UI is set up in certain blocks. Like I said, my Naga is. And then up on the right, where you can see a row of timers, and as the timers get closer to the times, they drop down to the center of my screen. That is provided by Deadly Boss Mods. Alright guys, now thanks for watching, I really appreciate it. I'm hoping to get some more videos out. I have some ideas for stuff that I want to see, different videos that I want to do, but go ahead and leave me if you have any comments on something you want to see. Maybe you're interested in this sort of channel and you want to see blank and blank. I can definitely give it a try. I can try and do it. I'm here to help you guys. That is what I want my channel to be all about, is helping those LFR raiders move up into real raiding. Alright guys, thanks, see you next time.